Thank you for tuning back into the Reserve Pour podcast, and welcome to our favorite pour. I'm one of your hosts, Lawson, and today's pour is going to be coffee. Today's sip, we will be using whole beans, grinding them down, and then using a French press. With that, let's get into it. Alright, and for today's coffee of choice, we will be using one of our personal favorites, Puerto Rico Importing. We are using French Italian Espresso, and man, let me tell you, this right here. Oh, let's get into it though. Oh, that smell is just heavenly. So let's take a quick little peek inside. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful whole beans. So, how do we make our coffee? Glad you asked. We will take our grinder. Any particular grinder could do it. Doesn't have to be anything super fancy. And we are making 8 cups of coffee. So now, with the French press, because we are using a really thin strainer, we want a little bit of a coarser grind for our coffee, which I'll show you the settings on mine momentarily. But we're gonna measure out 8 cups of coffee. Let's get it going. Eight cups. Man, 8 cups of coffee. Now, what we want to do is keep this sealed back up, preserve the freshness. I love smelling coffee in the morning. Now, remember what I said, we're going to have a coarse to medium grind for our coffee. And we'll let that get started. Okay, and now that we have our coffee freshly ground and we have our water boiled. Now, you don't have to use a water heater, you could just boil water on the stove if you so choose. But for convenience, I have my water heater. Now we're gonna take out water and slowly pour that over our coffee. Alright, and while we're pouring our water in, I like to just rotate the French press just to help more distribute that water to cover all of the coffee. Remember, just slowly pour it over. Now my French press holds 8 cups, so that's why we made 8 cups of coffee, naturally. Yours may be different, you could use smaller, you could use larger. And if you're doing this using another method, use another method. Now that we have our water poured, you're gonna see that we have some of the beans floating up top. So I'm just gonna take a small spoon and quickly just gently press them in there so they all get submerged. Gonna know it's a little bit of foam on top. Nothing to worry about. Give it a nice quick spin. And then what I like to do is I'll take my strainer, I'll put it on top, and just ever so slightly press it down. What that does is it gets all the coffee and gets the beans down into the water, and then I'll just put it back just up a little bit, and what that does is it helps release the beans so they all get to steep equally. And then we'll let that wait for however long you like. Personally, I let mine wait for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then it gives you that nice rich coffee taste. But let me know what you like down below. Alright guys, now that we let our coffee sit down and steep some, we're going to slowly press that plunger down. You don't want to rush this because the coffee inside could end up shooting up the French press and burn you, and you don't want to worry about that. So just slowly press on that plunger. And there you go. Now we're going to rotate our lid so we have our opening for the spout to the front, and there we go. So now, for those who know me, know that I don't like black coffee. However, when we make coffee like this, it's hot, forgive me. Some of the best coffee you're gonna have. But this is the only coffee that I generally could drink black. But even so, I like to add a little bit of milk and sugar to my coffee because I'm a normal person. As good as this is, so let's just add a little bit of sugar. Add a little bit of half and half. Alright, and we're just gonna pour the rest of this coffee in. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is our favorite pour. That's the show.